Hey, this is Dave with Taboo Customs. This video today we are going to show you a real quick and cheap fix for your interior TJ door handle if you have one that's broken. Now on your TJs, what can happen is there's only one bolt down here in the bottom of this interior door handle, and so it takes all the force. So as you can see, what can happen is if that breaks out the bottom, because it'll break out right around that bolt, then whenever that does happen, then this will occur. So really in the past, you've really had one option: go in there, replace this inner door handle. Not too difficult. We'll put a link to those if you do want to do that in the description of this video and up top. But to do that, you really got to take this inner door panel off. You've got to get in there. You've got two rods that you've got to disconnect for these. So it can be a little bit involved. So what we've done is we've created a new little piece. We'll show you here in a second to fix this area, to basically reinforce it if yours has broken out like that. Now, if it's broken out and it's got out into this area where, you know, the angles basically probably won't work for it, but it'll basically work if you've got something like this and the bottom section of that interior door handle is broken. All right, so the fix that we've got for this, outside of course replacing this door handle, is we have now a reinforcement piece that we make, Taboo Customs. You can find these on taboocustoms.com. We'll have a link in the description of this video. We'll have also a link up there. We've got one here that we've painted gray just to give it some contrast. Now, the OEM bolt for this 2002, and it may be different throughout the years, but the OEM bolt here is a T20 Torx bolt. So we'll put a link in the description to a driver for that if you need to get a driver for it. So we've removed that bolt. We've removed the chunks of plastic that was under the bolt there. And we can now install this. So this piece, of course, the large flat area will go towards you. The taper area will go in there to match the taper. Also, we'll need to match the height. It's a little bit taller than it is wider, so it needs to match that. It'll be pretty simple once you get it in there, as we mess around with it here, getting in there. So pretty simple installation. Get it in there, tighten it down. Pretty much like that, and now our door handle is very solid again. There you have it, a cheap and simple fix for your interior door handles if you have one that's broke. Now, if you have one that's not broke, you can also still install that, and it'll be an additional reinforcement for you. Again, though, if you do have an aftermarket interior door handle, may not nest down in there exactly like an OEM would, but it should still provide some reinforcement for you. So, as I mentioned, you can find those on taboocustoms.com. You can also find them on eBay and Amazon if you choose to shop there. Thank you for watching, and as always, a like and subscribe is greatly appreciated.